là là. C'est pas notre craie en entier. Hein. Ah, bureau d'études expérimentales du Kouvaki. Ah oui. Le petit dessin, il est bien. Feynman, la voyageuse avec truc. Ouais, let's go. Ça va être compliqué. Eh ben, les fat une descente
Lady
comme ça.
Damselette. Wait, and you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck. Don't blame us for doing what we have to.
You really think that's gonna scare us off?
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see Sandrone.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us? Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against, we'll let you leave in one piece. But don't even think about trying to get inside.
Let them in.
Il s'est fait couper la parole. Comment? J'aime bien la petite musique.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
no, my lady.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
C'est le jeu de maintenance. Par contre là, ça va pas l'air d'être une entrée. Hein. On va juste passer dans l'angle mort de la cam derrière le truc et on va se TP, ça va TP.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Colombina. I don't owe you anything.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy my own curiosity. Whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck out for your sakes.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Quoi? Bon, je m'y attendais à celle-là. Hein. On parle de lune, hein. Donc Arlecchino évidemment.
You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... What is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Ah, la seule qui reste à notre craie avec... Avec qui? Ok, Pantalone et Pulcinella et elles sont reparties. Bah, il doit rester le docteur, non?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon.
Ah, Polonia qui est là aussi. Sandrone semble perdue dans ses pensées, mais elle n'a pas l'air surprise. On va en savoir plus qu'elle ne veut bien le faire laisser croire. On voit pas le lien entre Arlecchino et l'essence de la lune grisée. Pour l'instant, j'ai pas d'autre choix que de suivre le plan de Colombina.
Is that a no, then?
Faisons ça dans le but d'arrêter rire sur notre ennemi commun.
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away to their weird little garden.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent, insensitive guests. who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been a real joy.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing people. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see how I'd react?
Ah oui, Rosaline, oui. Temps de réflexion, ben oui, c'est Signora. Effectivement, Signora est dead.
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment.
Qui essaie réellement de faire découvrir de nouvelles saveurs à Colombina, puis que sa froideur n'est qu'une façade et qu'elle s'entende bien en réalité. Ah, il pourrait y avoir quelque chose, ouais.
Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Fevronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your brightest move. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the day, it was just another transaction. I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of power. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on, it may be a different group of people, but I see the same greed in their eyes.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return, until it was more than you could bear. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups told me to. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real.
La racaille. C'est ce qu'elle dit, mais elle vient pourtant d'accepter d'aider Colombina. Le petit sourire.
Well, guess that's our cue to leave.
Allons-y.
That might be your plan, but it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little longer. Huh? What do you mean? Listen.
Ah.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the facility.
Ugh, another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area! I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? Huh, you'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really think you can afford to worry about me? Go on, get out of here! You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. The entire Experimental Design Bureau is rigged for war. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friendlies in a weapon system.
Faites attention à vous.
Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret passage on the second floor. It'll take you right to the plains out back. Stare all you want, Colombina. You're not getting another invitation to my tea party.
I know. But thank you anyway, Sandrone.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense is rubbing off on you.
Le niveau de tsundere de cette personne est vraiment particulièrement haut.
Come on then, Mr. Right here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see who comes out on top.
Ouais, mais il spawn directement devant notre gueule. Effectivement, on m'a dit que pendant cette partie, on aura du mal à faire autre chose, faire une pause. Et je comprends, je commence à comprendre. Petit mini-jeu gratuit. Hop là. Bosco numéro 2.
That's it. Keep them pinned down. Don't let them get near.
Ils sont où? Ah bah voilà, il arrive.
Rotate out. Deploy all backup units. Get in there and hold the line. Whatever. This is where the real fun begins.
C'est vrai que les effectifs ont l'air de fondre, hein. Bosco numéro 42.
Don't worry. Once this is over, I'll put you all back together again. I promise.
Non, mais machine. J'ai gravement endommagé.
Finally, the Ranger himself. Time to... Huh? Where'd he go?
bien disparu. Il est en train de rouler sur les fatuilles.
Polonia, get him! I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you big...
Cursed moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten far.
Il ignore. Curateur des secrets. L'équipe du curateur. Il y a Néfer avec ses pions.
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past. It almost looks like some kind of ceremony.
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to with the Frost Moon Scions.
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured some kind of creepy dungeon. But it's actually kinda nice. Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure compass.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it looks like you're all set. When do we begin?
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've got a feeling this isn't going to end well. I've never faced Rarir myself, but from what you've told me, his power is beyond anything I could imagine. I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced to make an enemy of him.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting cold feet?
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm relying on will even work on an opponent of this caliber. And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what lifespan we have left.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rarir, there's no such thing as being too prepared. Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day. Yehoda, I need you to find someone for me. The sooner the better.
Eh? Find who?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was completely lost and sold me a neat little gadget that was exactly what I needed. Trust me, she's a good person.
Ouais.
Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Tchou. Quelques instants plus tard.
I genuinely can't run any further.
Hey, aren't you?
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora.
I'm charging double my usual attendance fee.
See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it together and just asked for an extra fee.
Ouais, bon.
Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you two doing business together.
If you want to make it big and not cry, it's all about connections.
Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that interests me. And she also did me a big favor in the past.
Ouais, la grande faveur, elle va être remboursée aujourd'hui, Dory.
It was back when I first arrived in Not Cry. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adverse reaction to the Kuvaki and fainted. And when you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing my compatriot was there to swoop in and save the day. I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a 20% discount to fellow friends of Boss Nefer. Plus, any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord Sangama Bay is nothing if not generous.
Oui, bien sûr.
So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble? I've got everything you could possibly need. And the more you buy, the more you'll save.
Oui, bien sûr.
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way of survival gear?
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor dredged up from the bottom of the sea? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive, it must be pretty serious.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasures. I don't have anything like that in stock right now. I'll have to ask my supplier.
Your supplier?
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Not Cry in the near future.
Bon, je sais qui c'est. Oh, mais voilà, voyons prochainement à notre Cry. Oui, ça c'est juteux.
If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say exactly how long that'll be, though.
Then, let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over and serve yourself up on a silver platter?
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, no! This is for my personal use only!
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance purposes. You'll get it back later. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one. A win-win situation, don't you think?
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
Deal.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now. Don't trip up on your way back, friend.
See you later!
You're my favorite shopkeeper.
Ok. Je pense que cet objet doit probablement venir du X-Circle. C'est garanti.
The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things in your mind's eye. So remember, don't be frightened, and don't make a sound.
Expliquer les règles de base pour celles qui participent et faire se lance dans le truc.
Let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past.
C'est vrai que je pense que Nefer a dû avoir des choses, mais ça, ce qu'elle s'apprête à voir, elle l'aura probablement pas vu.
I made it.
Ah, ça a l'air très canriant, oui.
I don't
Déjà vu ce genre de
recognize
choses.
this style of architecture. Must be Conrian. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary house than I might have expected. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from surprisingly humble beginnings. Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Unlikely. It was said to be a very prosperous nation in its heyday. Anyway, I'll keep exploring.
Voyons voir. Les boîtes de rangement s'opposaient à côté du meuble, tout ce qui est visible et soigneusement rangé. Donc les ici sont menés une vie plutôt confortable. Mais tout qui est vraiment en pierre et tout, c'est certainement tout sauf confortable. Oh. C'est lui? Ok. Intéressant. C'est une note manuscrite.
Hi, Rivier. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about their menu. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying, let's go back together sometime. P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin rack. Hope you like them.
They didn't sign their name. But they must have been close. Sounds like they were living together.
Lisez son journal.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindis was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, someone who asks that many personal questions is too nosy for their own good. But if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
Felindis. That's the same name Rerir mentioned.
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even mildly corrosive. Seriously, why would you even eat something like that? I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much sunlight?
Bah oui, ben... Sans lumière du soleil, pas de plantes comme ça en tout cas. Je vois mal beaucoup de trucs qui poussent à l'extérieur grandir sans lumière.
That would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings.
Oui, effectivement. Effectivement, c'est logique.
They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options when it comes to dining.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. I wonder what it is.
Les entrées du journal ne parlent que de choses du quotidien. C'est clairement un habitant ordinaire du Kenria, ou du moins il essaye d'en jouer le rôle. L'auteur ne révèle aucune information, ni rigide ni extravagant, ne laisse aucune impression
He
particulière.
really is a professional. No wonder he's so good at covering his tracks. Despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained certain habits, at least in this regard.
À la fin du journal, vous remarquez une page présentant des marques au niveau de la partie inférieure. La page précédente a été déchirée. Pour l'instant, son contenu reste un mystère.
Did Rary rip it out himself?
Les traces de stylo comme celle-ci laissent des marques. En utilisant du charbon pour ajouter de la couleur, il suffirait de trouver le bon angle. Le total Nefer aperçoit un crayon fusain fin sur la table, le temps de reconstituer les mots manquants. Comparé à la précédente écriture ordinaire, ces lignes ont été griffonnées de manière plus grossière et désordonnée, comme si la personne qui les avait écrites était émotive.
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant pool. The burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, windless grove where the waters rested forever unrippled. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely withered away. That it could still beat to the rhythm of love.
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. Why would he go to the trouble of hiding that? The burial place of a fallen moon.
Vous savez, sur les réchelles de Solnari, on continue.
Reverie, over here.
Dane! Oh, and, Vedaflin here? What a surprise to see you here, sir.
Hello there, Reverie. You need not address me so formally outside of court. He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court prophet deserves a break every now and then, right?
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Que va te falloir, ils n'ont pas montré ça, ils montrent pas sa gueule. Peut-être que ce sera un personnage jouable à l'avenir alors. S'il ne le montre pas. C'est que son design doit rester secret, j'imagine.
Hey, don't look at me. As far as I see it, we don't need an excuse to have a few drinks.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question? How's that coming along?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an even greater gossip?
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing you still haven't told her.
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place. To be honest, I have no idea how she'll take it.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job than the one she thinks you're doing now. A member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story. Does the king himself even know?
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me. How have you been?
Me? Same old, nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Fed? It's nothing.
C'est le devin de la cour royale. Il doit savoir des choses. Il doit savoir des choses qu'il vaut mieux pas partager.
Vedaflin, Dainslift's elder brother.
Oui.
Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary, and said to possess a wisdom far beyond the reach of any.
Oui, c'est vrai que c'est le frère de Dainsleif.
And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about me. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blades? Why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do with what we were talking about?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what Rerir looked like back in the day.
Ou Vatfolnir a vu Nefer, c'est pour ça qu'il est là. Il se passe des choses.
Perfectly normal. No different from anyone else. As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something even more unsettling about seeing the human he used to be.
Vous savez les souvenirs de Rachel de Solnari. Si on de deviner des choses. Donc. Ça parlait d'une lune déchue. On sait qu'il y a peut-être qu'avec. Peut-être que c'était la lune rouge. Quelque chose à voir avec la lune rouge. Lune irisée. C'est pourrait-il qu'il soit avec quelqu'un comme ça. C'est vrai que peut-être qu'une autre nouvelle lune était née. Peut-être. Puis alors, c'est un homme de main du roi quand même. Mais il avait un travail secret. Donc il n'était pas soldat du roi, c'est un peu plus quelque chose d'autre.
Felindis, you're back early.
C'est elle, Tolindis.
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter? Has your boss been giving you a hard time again?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vedafilnir showed up today too. You know, Dainsleif's older brother.
Ah, Mr. Vedafilnir. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up coming true.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You can be such a child sometimes, Revier. We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger fish to fry.
Maybe you're right.
Donc lui, il a les yeux, donc d'un pur sang kenrien, mais pas elle. Je constate.
You worry too much, Revier. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been going so well, has it not? You've even proposed to me.
Donc c'est avec elle qu'il est fiancé, ok.
So, you do remember. Tell me then. What's your answer?
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but if we want things to work out, we've still got to plan ahead.
All right. Take your time. Just don't keep me waiting forever. Nobodies. Sounds about right. In the eyes of people like Vedafilnir and Dainsleif, what do we matter? Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, the dynasty's fate rests with the king and his inner circle. Whatever I do, it won't make much difference. Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the purge of the Crimson Moon bloodline grows ever more intense.
La purge de la lignée de la rune écarlate.
The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. Because we eliminated them and got rid of their bodies. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even considered a gentler approach, and he never will. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever find true peace? Thelindis? It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. But by the same token, it's unlikely to bear a grudge against us either. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together, cherishing the simple joys of each day as they come.
See? You just need to stay positive, Revere. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there, right by my side. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain, and that's something that no one could ever take away from me. So smile, my love. Let go of that frown.
You're right, Thelindis. I've just been overthinking things.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight? I need to go get ready.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll come join you.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long, I won't be a happy bunny.
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time, all right?
All right. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services by giving the impression that he was just an ordinary member of the Venster King's Guard. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancée to know about his other life. Then again, that's hardly surprising. People in the intelligence trade rarely do. Who'd have thought we were in the same line of work? Let's dig a little deeper.
Bon. Ah, ok.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Ray here of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon, and 67 accomplices.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger on.
Ah. Ok, donc le roi Vinster est un nouveau roi qui a renversé l'ancienne dynastie, c'est ça? Ah!
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Venster King, now guides our nation on the path to prosperity. Conria has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth, choosing instead to romanticize the past.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance, and that's exactly why they keep trying to see it restored. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happens, that's precisely the field of study my partner is devoted to.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners? That your hands are steeped in blood?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did. Orphans like us don't get a say.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, We need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants of the Crimson Moon. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular. I have a feeling that we may soon become targets of the Crimson Moon's retribution.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. These are no helpless lambs we're leading to the slaughter. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. Take care, Rehir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you at your wedding.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look after yourself, too. Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. There are things you shouldn't know. Things you cannot know. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth a dead moon's ghost. Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some court secret he's not at liberty to share? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens, I will protect Thelindis.
Rehir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir's reaction. Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. So that's what they were really like. I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't seem to be any other memories here. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second. What's this black smoke?
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rehir. You're it.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you into buying some flowers?
Oh, sure. Pick me out a pretty bunch if you would.
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of them are as pretty as you.
For someone so young, you sure have a way with words, don't you?
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying.
Ah. Il a le truc dans les yeux.
May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you want?
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching out. Not long ago, the Rehir of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties, and many who came to our aid lost their lives as well.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And I don't want to get involved.
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity. His name is Rehir, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the blood on his hands.
Why are you telling me all of this now?
Simple. It's because...
How strange. Rehir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to Thelindis. Rehir couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to call it a day.
Oui, ses souvenirs ne sont peut-être pas à rire, mais peut-être que quelqu'un d'autre qui aurait pu s'immiscer dans ta cérémonie aurait pu les transmettre, non?
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rehir's fragment to spy directly on his memories?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! Seriously, that was amazing! Word, I gotta admit though, I'm itching to see what happens next. Feels like we barely scratched the surface.
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only allows for limited time inside. That's all we can see for now. Luckily, we managed to learn quite a lot.
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing okay too. Especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission is a risky one. Let's hope it's all going smoothly.
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
If I know Boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all coherent. I'll stay behind to lend a hand, but feel free to head back and meet up with the others.
Les autres sont dans la base secrète. Un récit foudroyant. Ok, on retourne à l'équipe Paimon, Voyageuse et